That makes me kind of sad.
All right. Well, let me go over this real quick, and then you can talk about calves. All right. So I want to get the bell ringer up, and I'll talk to you today about your assignment, and then the writing assignment I'd like to share with you. I'll take you to the library. I know you guys have your AP exam, right? Thursday. So I'll take you to the library Wednesday or something, so you can work on this assignment, and then it's not like too much work, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to crush you too much with that. And then Thursday we can just discuss it. We can go over it if that works out. I know you guys are probably pretty busy with your studying for your AP exam, so.
Wait, we going over it Thursday?
Yeah, if that's okay.
Can we be out there? Yeah, we should, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't know how long it will take.
I don't think it'll take 5 hours. Thursday, 8. Right? Well, 11's 3 hours. Oh, wait. I was thinking 6.
Well, we'll go over them.
4 hours. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little.
No, you're good.
Like, what, 5 hours or so? I was thinking 6. I don't know why.
Like, oh, this is when I wake up, right?
Yeah.
4 a.m. Yeah. But yeah, so I'll go over this then with you guys. So today, bell ringer, let me pull that up. And I want to go over the assignment for you so you can get it done so you don't have any homework or anything. So we are here. Describe Freud's psychoanalytic theory of the 3 stages of consciousness. Detailed terms we went over in class within your response. So talk about ego, superego, and the id, and describe that. I know we went over that in detail. Talked about the Oedipus Complex and the Electra Complex. A little out there, a little weird. But that's what he was describing in his theories, his beliefs, the unconscious mind. There we go. Got a mountain bike, Sarah. Yeah. Crushed a 5-miler out. It's pretty cool.
My most recent investment on that.
Oh, did you?
Dropped $1,000 on that.
What do you get, an Air or Pro? Or?
Yeah.
Nice. I like Macs. They're nice. MacBooks. All right, what do we got here? Psychoanalytic theory. What is it? What do we got, Campbell?
I said it explains the conscious, pre-conscious, and unconscious, and how we like.
Yeah, good job. Good job. So our awareness, right? And the preconscious, although we're not thinking it at that moment, our selective attention's not directed towards whatever it might be. When someone asks a question, we can bring it up as really within seconds. Okay, our preconscious, we're thinking about, we have it on our mind, and we can retrieve that information pretty quick. The unconscious mind, it's really undescribable. It's really hard to analyze it or understand it. But Freud tries to describe it as our pleasure-seeking principle, okay, and how that is constantly driving us throughout our day when we don't even really know it. And it's really, like I said, hard to understand. That's kind of why his theories are really not, I guess, say justified in a way. Because how do you prove it? How do you explain it? Well, he gives his theory, he gives his belief of it, but it's really hard to measure. And we talked about the ego, superego, and id. What is the ego? What is that? What does that represent? Which form of consciousness? What level of consciousness? Sarah? Yeah, conscious mind. Good job. So our awareness, good. And it's kind of mediating between the superego and the id. And then we know the superego is what? What is it? Sarah, go ahead. What's that? Pre-conscious mind. Good job. And that's our moral principle, where morally this is how we should act, how we should react to certain situations when presented to us. And that's pre-conscious. It's kind of out of the water, kind of under the water, because we can retrieve that information pretty quick. And with the iceberg, ego is above the water, obviously. And then the id. What is it, Sarah? Go ahead. The unconscious mind. And that's the pleasure-seeking principle. Okay. And I guess you say the ego is the reality principle. That's what's going on in our current state, or selective awareness. And our attention is on that. All right. Is there any questions on that? I know we went over it before. The Oedipus Complex, we talked about it, how boys try to find a relationship partner that is resemblance to our mother, and in many cases trying to outdrive the father for our mother's love. And then the Electra Complex is vice versa. Yeah, the daughter is trying to seek a relationship with her father. It's unbelievable. It's weird. I get it, but that's his beliefs. And then we try to select partners, relationships based off of the qualities and personalities that our parents have. All right. Okay. So real quick, I want to go over this assignment here with you so we all know what we're doing. For today, I just want you to read through 380 to 383. It's the defense mechanisms. So you're just going to describe what defense mechanisms are under Freud's beliefs, his theories anyway. And you're going to just define it and explain a real life example. So maybe you have an example that you would like to share that you experienced that resembles some of these defense mechanisms. Okay, that's all you're doing. So defining it, it's in your book. They actually give you some examples for each of these defense mechanisms, but try to be creative. Try to be unique with your own example that you could give. So you guys understand what we're doing today? All right, cool. So again, that's in your book 380, 383. So just describe it, one, and then two, define it, real life example. For the paper, like I said, Thursday, I'd like to present these. It's really not too hard, not too difficult. So I'll go over it right now, description of it. The double space, Times New Roman, 12-point font. So you're just going to find a song that you think would work well in comparing Freud's psychoanalytic theory. So real quick, you just copy and paste the lyrics that you find online. Just describe where you got it from. Describe the writer, the album, the artist, the year it came out. Okay, just kind of cite that information. You don't have to go in like an APA format. Just say, oh, this is where I retrieved it. This is when it was created. This is who created the artist. This is the album, the year it came out. That's all I want you to do for part A. For part B, you're just going to break down the lyrics. So it doesn't have to be the whole song. It can just be kind of like the chorus if you want, or just a part in the song that you really like, that you really think would be a great perspective of Freud's psychoanalytic theory. So within a line of a song you find, just describe it in Freud's words. So it's like, oh, this is the the conflict between the id and the superego, right? This is how the ego is mediating between the two forms here. Or if it's an Oedipus complex or electric complex, you can describe that. Or one of the defense mechanisms that you're just going to learn about today. So you can describe some of the defense mechanisms. Maybe there's a song, lyrics within a song that you think does a great job at explaining all defense mechanisms explain those lyrics in the song. Maybe the artist is going through a relationship issue, and you can describe some of the mechanisms that maybe that artist used, the author, the songwriter, in describing that in her song, in her lyrics. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, I'll show you an example, and I even attached one. So then write a 1.5 page summary of how the song you chose reflects Freud's psychoanalytic theory. So just a 1.5 pages, it's double spaced, so really it's just 3/4 of a page, that's it. And describe, how the lyrics express that, how the song kind of falls through suit with Freud's psychoanalytic theory. All right, is there any questions on it? Sarah, go ahead.
So is that 1.5 page entirely separate from like the description of the verses, how it ties into the psychoanalytic theory?
Yeah,
Or
so
is that, like,
yeah, here, I'll show you real quick. So you're just going to put up the lyrics. That's what I want you to do. And then, like I said, describe. Here's an example. So this is something we had to write when this is actually my girlfriend's, Dear John. She likes Dear John. So she wrote about, how this represents his psychoanalytic theory. So part 1, you're just going to pick out the lyrics, like I said, copy and paste it, and that's fine. And then you're just going to label where the lyrics were from. Okay, let me see here. Sorry. Where they got them from. Yeah, here it is. So you're just going to say, oh, here's the song. It's written by Taylor Swift. So Swift wrote it in 2010. This album, that's all I want you to do. Part 2, you're just going to break it down. So each lyric, let's say each verse or whatever, each line within the chorus or whatever part you want to break down. So she just describes it. Long were the nights when my days were revolved around you, her relocating her father being the center of her world, and how she admired it. So she's just breaking it down in Freud's thinking, his perspective, if that makes sense. So that's what I like you to do for, let's say, however, the chorus. You don't have to do the whole song. That'd be a lot. But let's say you want to do the chorus or a short section. That's fine. And then part 3, like I said, is just you describing, the song and how it fits into his perspective. Right? Like I said, you don't have to do as long as she did here. She did like 2-3 pages. I'd just like you to do a 1.5 pages. Okay? That's all I want you to do. And you can just break it down like this here. Just follow suit. So part A, part B, and part C. No citation. You don't have to worry about that. Okay? Just want to see how you reflect it into his perspective. All right. You guys good? You guys understand what I'm looking for here? And you can use this as a reference, like I said. Obviously, don't use Dear John. That's what she used. That's an assignment we had in our one psych class. So I thought that would be pretty cool to do it here. All right, so how about Thursday we present those? I'll give you some time, and even Wednesday I can take you to the library, and you guys can work on it. So we can have a work day in the library, so you guys can maybe finish it up then. Hopefully you work on it throughout the week here, but I think it would be a fun activity to do. All right, so Thursday we'll do these presentations here on that. You can just read about it. You can talk about how this fits in with his psychoanalytic interpretation. Those of you at home, try to send it to me Wednesday afternoon or so I can have those ready to present in class. All right.